Yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? All right, another evening, another Bitcoin dumpy dump. What's going on, man? What's going on? Looking at Bitcoin breaking down to the downside. We lost the 30-day. We held it for 2 days and we dropped back down below it, 90,212. You gotta love it, guys. You gotta love it. Maybe a bit of a buying opportunity tomorrow for me, anyways. For Moisano, for Captain Rob over here. Let's get into the chat, guys. Let's see what's happening this evening. I got a Pico team meeting tonight, so it won't be an incredibly long live stream, but let's get into it. We got 0 super chats to start the stream, so let's get into the chat. Come on, bro, come on, jazz me update, please. Or perhaps the interview didn't turn out well. Well, you can go and make whatever narrative you want and whatever story you want, but the editing team has the Jazz Me content. They are putting everything together, and it's going to take as long as it takes, right? Rightly divided. What's going down? Jared, what's up, man? Present. Folks, attention, fam. The show goes on. I'm going to keep buying and chilling. That's right. Chilling like a villain. What's up, big guy? How you feeling? I'm feeling okay, man. I'm feeling okay. Take a little ibuprofen to get through the stream. You know what it is. You know what it is. Paul, good to see you, brother. Good to see you, my guy. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe on the way in. We have 111 people watching. We have 27 likes. Guys, pitiful. That's pitiful. Come on. You know me says, hey, Rob, it's about time for a House Hippo pump. Let's get it. Actually, I kind of want to dump tonight, to be honest with you, man. Hit the like and subscribe. Absolutely. Sean, wonder what's all the crypto YouTubers say if we end up mooning in the next few months. I told you so. I don't know, man. That's a good question. Hopefully the ones that are saying so. Maybe. Yeah, probably. But what I would say is I would encourage you to go watch my live stream I did this morning, because I did a presentation of an argument for an altcoin season between January and April through that window. So definitely go watch that live stream from this morning, because I did say so if it happens. But if it doesn't, I was wrong, right? Passenger, is Jasmine still locking tokens? You think they will reach the 17? Well, part of the interview I had with Hara, he does address the KPI goals. So I guess you'll have to wait and find out, brother. Right? Rockhound, what's up, man? Hope you're recovering well. We may be able to we may be able to definitely answer your poll question while on the live stream this evening. It's close. What's the poll at right now? So I asked in the poll, guys, does Bitcoin lose $90,000 tonight? 77% of you guys say yes, 23 saying no. Interesting. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it plays out. We'll keep on track. You know me says the word of the day is smart ass. That was good though. That was good. I like that. I like it. I like a little bit of joking around, guys. You know me. I am in Jasmine. We trust. David, what's happening, my guy? Good to see you watching over on X. Guys, thank you for supporting us not only on YouTube, but on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Rumble. We are on all of them, plus pump.fun. Alfredo says, what's going on, guys? One Love DCA. Wait, repeat. Absolutely. Lily, what's happening? Good to see you, dear. Good to see you. What's up, man? Dave's in the house. Let's go Altseason, folks. Pity the fool who didn't hit the like button on the way in. There she is, the one and only Gamma Goddess. Let's get this money, honey. Absolutely. Mike, how low do you think Bitcoin will drop? I think between 50 and 60, probably between 50 and 55K in the bear market, if that's what you're asking. Jack, my guy, where's D's Nuts? It's holiday season. We need the membership gifts. Yes, D's Nuts have been absent, right? Absolutely, right? D's Nuts has abstained from the live stream, if you will. Chris, thank you so much, brother. like I said, guys, super chats have been very few and far between lately. I understand the market is what it is. So everyone who does show support for the channel, very, very much appreciated. God bless you, my friend. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're caught up in the chat. It's a me, Mario. Hell yeah. Miller Mountain jumping in there with an elbow drop. 7 herbs and spices on my Rudy Poo candy ass. Still here holding strong. Thanks for everything, my guy, my dude. Thank you so much, guys, like I said, for supporting the channel through the hard times. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. Let's dive into the news, shall we? See what's going on out there in Candyland. All right, urgent crypto market structure bill vote looms as Republicans push for swift action. I got the hiccups there. A critical legislative showdown is unfolding in Washington. The good, the bad, and the ugly that could define the future of digital assets in America. The Republican Party is now pushing for a swift vote on the landmark Crypto Asset Market Structure Act, commonly called the Clarity Act. This move comes as bipartisan negotiations reach a fever pitch, with the next 48 hours deemed crucial for the bill's fate. The push for this crypto market structure bill highlights the growing urgency to establish clearer rules for the industry. Here's my thoughts. All right. I feel like we should wait until January for the Clarity Act to be passed. Hear me out on this, okay? Hear me out on this. The reason for that is if the Clarity Act gets passed around Christmas time, right? Most people are leaving the markets during Christmas time. They're not paying attention to the charts. They're not paying attention to the narratives and stuff like that. So I feel like the potential catalyst pump in the market would be muted by the fact that nobody's here paying attention during the holidays, right? So I think it would be better to pass the Clarity Act mid-January when everybody's coming back into the space, right? That's where we could really get some oomph out of the catalyst, right? That's just my 2 cents. All right, so what else do we have? According to a report from The Hill, Republican leaders are accelerating their timelines to bring the Clarity Act to a vote, potentially as early as next week. However, a key hurdle remains. Democrats, lawmakers, are still focused on amending the current draft. This political tension creates a tight deadline. An anonymous source indicated that the coming 2 days will be pivotal for determining if the legislation moves forward or gets delayed further. Please, please push it back to January. The drive for speed is led by figures like Republican Senator Cynthia Lummis. She announced plans to release a revised, more complete draft of the bill by this weekend and immediately call for a vote. Senator Lummis argues that the quick vote is necessary to provide clarity and allow everyone involved, from lawmakers to industry participants, to catch their breath over the upcoming Christmas holiday. The prolonged closed-door talks are taking a toll, Senator Lummis expressed concerns that bipartisan aides are becoming exhausted, and emotions could fray if the process drags on. Furthermore, the cryptocurrency industry has grown increasingly anxious watching these negotiations from the sidelines, unsure of the regulatory landscape ahead. The core goal of this crypto market structure bill is to create a comprehensive regulatory framework. This would answer fundamental questions that have plagued the U.S. crypto space, such as classification, oversight, i.e. authority with the SEC and the CFTC, and consumer protection. Listen, if we waited this long for the Clarity Act, the market structure bill, we can wait another month, right? What's 30 more days between friends? The Republicans' push for the vote sets the stage for a major test of political will. The success of the crypto market structure bill ultimately depends on securing enough bipartisan support to pass through Congress. The Democrats focus on amendment suggestions. There are still significant details to iron out, potentially covering areas like environmental concerns, the scope of anti-money laundering, and tax reporting rules for digital asset transactions. The point here, guys, is that you cannot hit a home run on this bill in the first swing, right? They need to just get guardrails in place and amend things as we move forward. It's not going to be perfect when they get it out, right? The potential passage of a crypto market structure bill like the Clarity Act would be a watershed moment for businesses. It would provide a long-awaited rule book needed to operate with confidence in the United States. For investors, it would promise greater transparency and security. The current push for a vote, while fraught with political challenges, signals that lawmakers recognize the industry's importance and the need to act. In conclusion, the United States stands at a regulatory crossroads for cryptocurrency. The Republican-led charge for a swift vote on the Crypto Asset Market Structure Act underscores the critical need for legislative clarity. While bipartisan hurdles remain, the intense focus and tight deadlines indicate that the long journey towards coherent U.S. crypto framework may finally be reaching a decisive chapter. The outcome will resonate through markets and boardrooms for years to come. Now, I'd buy that for $1. DH next year will be nothing but midterms. If they don't do it now, it will be much harder. You're not wrong. Besides, many prepare their taxes early in the year. Yes, we're going to have tax harvesting as well. You're absolutely right. Ben, what's going on, man? What's going on? Dylan, what CIA got you pushing pencils? Love the gif from Jumpin' Trade. Yes, do it now. Do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, continuing on. What else do we have out there? Listen, Tom Lee, guys. Tom Lee. A lot of people have been asking me about his targets and stuff. Listen, he may be wild. He may be crazy. He may be a wild man. But you know what? The man has conviction. He has no worry about walking in and just putting it on the table, baby. He's on TV again. Tom Lee says Bitcoin and Ethereum are both entering a super cycle because the business cycle and ISM 50 years. New highs come early, like in January. Check it out, guys.
So the ISM moving back above 50 has historically been associated with actually super cycle moves in Bitcoin and Ethereum.
You hear people saying QE is coming, the liquidity is coming, buy Bitcoin or buy whatever crypto asset or buy stocks because this is coming. So it's important to know whether it's coming or not.
Comes from the banks, though.
Yeah, but yeah, in the crypto world, QT was draining liquidity. So the ending of QT is essentially QE, because if they're just holding the balance sheet flat, they are still going to be essentially adding liquidity to the system.
Just to maintain the size.
Yes, and so that is why I think crypto prices have risen in anticipation of this meeting.
So do crypto prices keep going? Do you have a bullish view still on small caps if we're finally going to get that rate coming down a little bit? Where should people look for alpha or outperformance?
Yeah, I mean, like 2026 is a year like there's a new Fed, right? But a dovish tilt. And at a time when the ISM's been below 50 for a record more than 3 years.
55
so that's really good for small caps. And as Barry says, if they deregulate banking, and we were talking about this offline, that's really good for small caps. But that's also really good for the business cycle. And we've talked about this in some of our past research. Crypto prices are really sensitive to the ISM. So the ISM moving back above 50 has historically been associated with actually super cycle moves in Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Wait, ISM going into expansion territory is positive for Bitcoin? And
correct.
For all, interesting.
Yeah, and so if you look at ISM and Bitcoin, and you detrend Bitcoin, essentially look at its distance from the 200-day, it's almost perfectly correlated to the ISM.
Surprising.
And same thing with copper to gold prices. So copper's an industrial metal versus gold is a monetary.
Right, but all of that tells you that it's basically just risk on, that they're all behaving like an economy. And am I overcharacterizing
Yeah, I think
it?
I think that's right. I think Bitcoin's a bit of a chameleon because there'll probably be a time when it acts like gold, but right now it acts a lot more like it's sensitive to monetary policy and the business cycle, and both are about to turn up. So that would mean anybody who thinks the Bitcoin 4-year cycle means crypto prices are down next year, we're betting against that, thinking that new highs come early, like in January.
Listen, you might find his targets ridiculous and stuff like that, but I will tell you this, guys. He is a smarter man than I will tell you that. So he must know something that I do not. Volks, XRP under $2. Not financial advice. From Canadian to Canadian, what do you think of the ETF MSTE? I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you. I'd have to do a little bit more digging. I haven't been really paying too much attention to the Canadian ETFs lately. Auto Buzz, what's happening, man? My dude, my guy, what's happening? All right, what else do we have? Let's keep rolling along here, guys. Altseason index plummets to 17. Is the Bitcoin dominance era back? Let's talk about it. Attention, crypto investors! A key market signal just flashed a major shift. The altcoin season index has dropped to a mere 17, down from 18 yesterday. This critical metric is a wake-up call, suggesting that Bitcoin is once again seizing control of the market narrative. If you're holding a portfolio of alternative cryptocurrencies, understanding this index is critical for your next move. Let's break down the essential tool. Sorry, I was reading something in the chat. Okay, so here's how. Let's break down the essential tool. The altcoin season index, provided by CoinMarketCap, acts as a market thermometer. It measures a simple but powerful question: are altcoins collectively outperforming Bitcoin? The index scans the performance of the top 100 cryptocurrencies, excluding stablecoins and wrapped tokens, over a 90-day period. Okay, so we've covered that before. 75% of the official altcoin season means that 75. So if it's at 75%, it's an official altcoin season. Under 25% is Bitcoin season. So they measure 17. A score of 17, like the current 17, points decisively towards Bitcoin season, where the pioneer cryptocurrency is leading the pack. So the drop to 17 isn't random. They reflect a broader market trends where capital is flowing back into Bitcoin, often seen as a safe haven during periods of uncertainty. Several factors contribute to this shift: macroeconomic pressure, Bitcoin ETF momentum, and market cycle phases. Therefore, a low altcoin season index suggests the market is in a risk-off or consolidation phase, with confidence concentrated on Bitcoin. So what does the score of 17 mean for your portfolio? This is a critical question for every investor. A score of 17 on the altcoin season index is a clear data point, not a command. It provides context for your strategy. For holders, this may be a period of patience. Altcoin growth often explodes after sustained Bitcoin strength. As profits get rotated, for traders, it highlights the importance of monitoring Bitcoin dominance charts. However, remember that some altcoins can still defy the trends, like ZBEC tends to do. The key takeaway: don't panic sell based on one metric. Use the altcoin season index as one tool in a larger toolkit to understand market structure and sentiment. So let's go have a look over at the Bitcoin dominance chart right now. Then we'll have a look at the total too, and we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's up. So this is the Russell. Russell broke out of its all-time high, and it looks like it's going to retest before breaking out. So Russell looks bullish. That's very, very good. Bitcoin dominance. Let's go have a looky-loo over there. So Bitcoin dominance still kind of breaking down out of this bear flag. This is the daily. Let's go up to the weekly time frame. Or not bear flag, head and shoulders pattern. Yeah, bear flag breakdown too, right there. Boom, shakalaka. Let's go to the weekly though. Oof, look at that. So yeah, look at that on the weekly time frame, guys. Look at that. That's a face only a mother could love, right? So we got ourselves a good old-fashioned head and shoulders pattern happening here on the Bitcoin chart. Breakdowns taking place, or Bitcoin dominance, I mean. So yeah, I don't think we're about to see a surge in Bitcoin dominance. Listen, it's possible, but I mean, we've got two very bearish structures happening here on the Bitcoin dominance. We have an undeniable head and shoulders pattern followed by a bear flag at the bottom. It's kind of hard to argue, right? But let's go to the total 3 and the total 2 first. Let's see what they're saying. Well, I mean, we've been in this upward structure here for quite some time. However, we're straddling it right now. We're straddling that trend line. If we lose it, we could drop down. But so far, so good, guys. Higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher highs and higher lows. Doesn't look too bad. We'll see. If we break down from this trend line, well, then we're probably coming down much, much lower. But that's total 3 on the weekly time frame. Let's go to the total 2. Let's have a look over there. Same thing, right? Same thing. Let me just remove this. Boom. Yeah. Same thing, man. Higher highs, higher lows. We're not even at the trend line on the weekly time frame on the total 2, though. So that's good. So yeah, we could go much higher, guys. We could go much higher. But we could come down and test this trend line first. Interesting. Interesting. Isaac, Rob, the $15 super chat I said is pending. My bank account, you will get it at some point. Nice. My dude, my guy, my brother. Look at Tongues in the house. LFG Pico, 100%. 100%. I got a Pico meeting tonight, actually. Corey says, looks like we might have cat ears at the 1 and 2 hour on ETH. If so, how would you measure that? I don't rely on the lower time frames for my charting, but I will have a look at it for you. I will have a looky-loo. On the lower time frames you said, right? The 1 hour and the 2 hour? Yeah, a little bit of a Bart Simpson structure here. Probably going to come back down and test. You're either going to test $3,185, or if that doesn't hold, you're probably coming back down to retest your $3,087, right? So possible, but here's what I would argue, though. That's only the 2 hour, right? Or the 1 hour. If we go to the daily, what's the daily look like, right? Daily time frame. What do we got? What do you say? What do you know? You kind of have, I was gonna say, a little bit of a double bottom here that's getting ready to pop to the upside. You could come back down and retest the 50-week moving average on the daily time frame for Ethereum. Ethereum's still above the 50-week, right? But what I would say is this as well: ETH, BTC, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, right, is breaking out of a bull flag right now, as you can see. So we may have a little bit of short-term downside action for Ethereum like tonight, maybe tomorrow, but on the daily and the weekly time frame, it's breaking out of a bull flag here to the upside. So things are actually looking very bullish for Ethereum on the larger time frames. So Johnny, let's go Zebek. Ghetto Born, XDB, Chain, AMA with Alchemy Pay. Let's go. Yeah, maybe I'll cover it in a video. Absolutely, positively. 161 people watching, guys. We have 63 likes, guys. Come on, let's get it up to 100. Let's get it up to 100. Show your boy some love. Show your boy some love. Don't be that guy. All right. We also have this clip here from Okay, what do we got? This is the CFTC temporary.
Now, to discuss the program, the future of tokenization, crypto, and so much more is CFTC Acting Chairman Caroline Pham. Good morning to you. You know, I think we all look at this, and it's interesting for crypto now to be considered actual collateral. How you think about that, what you think the risks are, what you think the benefits are.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much for having me here on the show. So I think what's really important to understand is that we are doing a limited pilot program that has important guardrails that are in place, because we've seen with the events that have happened on offshore exchanges that it's more important than ever that Americans deserve safe U.S. markets under U.S. regulations. So what we've done to structure this pilot program is that if you are using a CFTC broker, which is what are our futures commission merchants, those are registered by us, those are overseen by us and the National Futures Association, which is like FINRA, you will be able to use Bitcoin, Ether, and USDC to collateralize contracts that are denominated in those Bitcoin, Ether, or USDC. And it's basically in-kind collateral, so that's very limited in what you can do. You can't use it instead of cash, for example, but you can use it to collateralize those in-kind contracts. And then we are putting into place enhanced
just to be
monitoring.
Clarify, it's in-kind, so Bitcoin for Bitcoin, or could it be Bitcoin for Ethereum?
Bitcoin for Bitcoin. So if you're going to settle in Bitcoin, it's denominated in Bitcoin, you can collateralize it with Bitcoin because it's the same way risk. And we have enhanced CFTC monitoring and reporting in place. So for 3 months, we are requiring that we not only get weekly position and asset class reporting, that's on top of the normal reporting that our exchanges do, but we are also asking for a reporting of any significant operational issues relating to that digital asset collateral. So again, this is a safe way to understand the technology, to understand the uses for these assets, but in a controlled way, a safe way under our regulations.
Is your sense long-term, I mean, this is just, as you said, a pilot program, long-term that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, other things like this would be able to be used as collateral and maybe not used as a like-for-like collateral, but even as, you know, you'd have Solana and you use that as collateral for Bitcoin or for some other some other trade that's, you know, done in dollars, frankly.
So that is a really important question that you raised. And that's why what we launched this week is actually 2 different parts. We have this limited pilot program, again, for our CFTC brokers for Bitcoin, Ether, and USDC. And then separately, we issued guidance on tokenized collateral in general. And that's tokenization of real world assets like US Treasuries, money market funds, stable coins, and other real world assets. So with that guidance, what we have pointed to, and this is building upon a recommendation of my Global Markets Advisory Committee and that subcommittee that was focused on digital asset markets. This is comprised of the largest banks, asset managers, and some of the crypto native firms in the world, JP Morgan, BlackRock, Franklin Templeton. And so the recommendations that they did last November that we are now putting into place this week is that we should use the existing CFTC regulations, which are actually technology neutral. And so there are minimum standards for liquidity, for legal enforceability, for evaluating what types of haircuts you might need to take when you are using this as margin. So using those existing standards ensures that this is not a race to the bottom. And we encourage that firms use their existing policies and procedures for compliance, for risk management, for operational risk. And so that's the framework that we've put into place. That's more forward-looking.
Right. Let me ask you a different question just about leverage in the system, and specifically leverage in crypto. Do you think there's too much? What do you think is the proper amount of leverage on any given trade at the moment? Do you think there should be limits?
So we've certainly seen on those non-U.S. exchanges, unregulated non-U.S. exchanges or offshore exchanges, that there are no leverage limits at all. And we've seen, I think, what happens when you have excessive leverage and auto liquidation. Those two things combined to have a dramatic, significant wave of customer losses, uncontrolled customer losses. And that's what's got people asking, what can we do to make sure that we are keeping Americans safe? Because we know that they're accessing them through VPNs and other things like that. And that's why I've always said that we have to bring crypto inside the regulatory perimeter. You know, our futures exchanges have been the gold standard for market integrity, for liquidity, and capital efficiency for about 100 years. What is better than our futures exchanges and our securities exchanges to be keeping our investors safe? That's been proven time and time again.
You degenerates. Is there too much leverage in this system? I love it. I love it. Well, Bitcoin 89.9, still coming down. Can I pull up the liquidation chart? Sure, I could probably do that for you. I could do that for you. Liquidation levels. Let's have a looky-loo at that. All right, so yeah, I mean, if we drop down to 88.2, we're going to liquidate about half $500 million. That's it. There's not much leverage for the longs right now. The shorts, a little bit, and we'd have to go all the way back up to 96.7 to liquidate about $2 billion on the daily time frame. So I wouldn't say there's an abundance of leverage on the short-term time frames, but if you go over to the weekly, if we drop down to 85.5, we're liquidating $3 billion on the long side and $3 billion on the short side. If we go up to 96.5, 96.6 on the weekly, and then the monthly is where it's at, really. Boom, look at that. If we collapse down to 80,000, $6 billion on the long side, let's go 100,000, right? 100,000, you're going to liquidate about $8 billion. So the shorts definitely have it. The shorts definitely have it, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, I got a meeting I got to get to over on the with the team, so I'll be doing that. So make sure you get over to the Patreon, guys. Like I said, right now it is 50% off. It is a very limited time offer, and we only do it once a year. So lock it in. Get over there now. I just put in another trade over in our trading group too, and people are already crushing it on that trade. So get over there. It's not too late, guys. We also did our Patreon live stream today. I've recorded it, and I've uploaded the playback on that. You can check that out. Tomorrow we have our live with Rue and Max over on the Patreon, and so much more, guys. Get over there. Check it out. Again, it's 50% off right now once a year. Lock it in, guys. The link is down below. It's in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. Make sure you use the promo code. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Also, in the Patreon live today, I dropped a new gem. You're not going to want to miss it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.